Good evening, everybody. The Nick Dipaolo Radio Show. How are you, folks? 866-969-1969. What's going on? You know, I'm trying to do a funny show here, and the world is so full of fucking evil that we can't come out and do something. I mean, some great stories. A woman was born without a vagina. She's got a GoFundMe page to get a vagina. I wanted to open with that, maybe. You know, just a little light. You know, we've been doing Charlottesville every night, but I can't, because I get up today. I don't even put the TV on purpose. I don't put it on till like 3 o'clock, just so I won't ruin my day. Sure enough, I check and I go, what kind of evil's going on? And sure enough, Barcelona, Spain, these evil fucks driving a van into a bunch of tourists having dinner and outside, and kind of like a Faneuil Hall, and just 13 dead, over 100 in hospitals. A ton of them are critical, and we'll try to keep you abreast the best we can. But what's funny is I just came in here. We have 3 TV monitors, and even right now, there's shit going on. They're telling people to lock themselves inside. I think it's Spain, right, Brenda? And so that's on Fox News, and this is why you people who make fun of Fox News can go fuck yourselves. I look at CNN and MSNBC, and they're talking about Trump and his words about Charlottesville still. It is just breaking news. Terrorist attacks, and Trump tries to change subject from off-the-rails remark and tweets about GOP senators' monument and General Pershing. That's what's on CNN right now. As there's, a deadly terror attack. And it's an ongoing thing going on in Spain. But this is what CNN and MSNBC. Oh, finally, MSNBC showing him in North Charleston, South Carolina, talking right now.
From February 2016.
So how you people, seriously, it's from what? What is it?
It's from 2016.
From 2016, by the way, the clip. Okay, as people literally are being attacked by ISIS. Unbelievable. How's it still on the air? That is not just biased media. That's propaganda. That is fucking Marxist horseshit. And people will turn... You know how they stay on? Well, I know how CNN stays on the air. They're in every airport in the fucking world. That's where they get their public... You go into a Midas muffler shop and CNN's on in the waiting room, and that's how they get their fucking... I swear to God. I swear to God. I hate public TV. That's another thing I want to write a bit on. Somebody beat me to a column like a year ago. Some columnist said something about public TVs being a nuisance. Brenda, do you feel that way?
Yeah, at the gym, too. That's the other worst place in the world.
I got thrown out of a gym for complaining about the TV. Yeah, Queens, when I lived in Astoria. I had my headphones. They were playing the... I speak up when things are wrong, and I had headphones on. They would play music over the speak. By the way, this is 10 in the morning. Nobody's in there, or like 1 in the afternoon. I got my headphones on. I can't hear my music in my headphones because they're cranking some shitty music, and it's me and 2 other people. And then they also had a TV blaring at another gym in L.A. that I lived in. I used to complain about that, but the guy in Queens finally tossed me. He goes, dude, you got to go. I go, what the fuck? I end up giving him the finger through the door.
That's my girl.
There's that retarded girl on CNN again.
Oh, I love her.
Andy Fiore, my producer, wants a piece of her. She's got flight goggles on. Looks like she had a stroke. And she's got eye teeth that would rip your dick to ribbons. The only thing nice about her is that blonde braid. She'll probably hang herself with that La Quinta Inn. She's very depressed. No, who is she?
That's just Ellie Reeve.
But I'll say it again, folks. Right now, there's stuff going on in Barcelona, Spain at 2 in the morning. They're telling people to lock their doors. And Cooper Anderson, I just call him Cooper Anderson. Wow. Can I get another scotch on the rocks, please? And then you got the hateful, what's her name? Joy Reid?
Yeah.
Who, hates white people right to her core. But, she puts lipstick on and plays the game. And as Joe Biden says, she's literate and she's clean. And those are the words of Joe Biden, by the way, not me. But she hates whitey to the core. But anyways, that's what's on right now. Fox is reporting on the terrorist attack. So anyhow, did I mention a very funny dude tonight? Dan Natterman will be here like in a half hour. Nice young Jewish fella. He went to law school and has a law degree. And One of the funniest dudes at the Comedy Cellar, and he's there all the time. Noam Dworman called him like one of the backbones of the club, and it's true. He'll be here in about a half hour, and he's the type of guy that can talk about this stuff. And come see me and Dan Fiore, my producer, who'll be opening for me August 25th and 26th at the Stress Factory.
Dan's going to be there?
Did I just call you Dan? Sorry.
Boy, oh boy.
Kevin Fiore. Did I say Dan again? Oh, no, I was looking at Dan Natterman. Andy Fiore. Very funny, very mediocre. Except, no, he's fucking, the kid can bring it. I'd say if you're comparing his comedy to a fastball, I'd say about 84, 85 on the guy.
You got change up.
August 25th and 26th, the Stress Factory. September 16th, come see me at the Newtown Theater, Newtown, Pennsylvania. I'm going to have a midget with no eyes and a wheelchair opening for me. He's going to do donuts. Kid's terrific. And September 29th, Ridgefield Playhouse, Ridgefield, Connecticut. Go to nickdip.com for the tickets and ticket information and my tour dates. And hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Nick Dipaolo. I just tweeted a picture of me. I tried to tear down a Caitlyn Jenner statue. So go to my Twitter at Nick Dipaolo. And it was up there. The tweet was up there for a minute. We were up to like... we upped it for 4 minutes. It was up to like 60 likes or whatever. I don't know. So I think it's a good one. Whatever that means. Andy.
Yes, sir.
Oh, geez, I almost called you fucking Dan again.
Gee, Louise. What?
Let's play Wolf Blitzer. Wolf Blitzer, hold on CNN today. I almost fell off my couch. I can't believe I'm not on Fox News replacing O'Reilly. If I could just stop cursing, I'd probably be there. But fuck it, let Jesse Waters have it. The girls love him. I'm mid-50s. But Wolf Blitzer had a guy on who used to work for Obama, a national security correspondent for CNN now. His name's Jim Sciutto, disgraceful Italian, disgraziato. But he was implying that this attack today in Barcelona was a copycat of Charlottesville. And, of course, Wolf Blitzer, Marxist cocksucker himself, who's still at CNN, he must have pictures of Ted Turner blowing a goat or something. The fact that he's still there. Wolf Blitzer echoed this guy, Jim Sciutto's remarks. They were trying to connect the attack, the technique that was used in Spain today to Charlottesville. That way you can connect it to Trump and white supremacists. And it is... you could be a retarded 4-year-old and pick up on this type of bias and well, here's Wolf Blitzer.
Yeah, and there will be questions about copycats. There will be questions if what happened in Barcelona was at all a copycat version of what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Yeah, there'll be questions. You know what? No, just on your network there will be. I don't even think MSNBC even try to make that connection. You guys are shameful. I hate to talk about you every night, but you give me a reason to. And again, I really believe that most of their ratings must come from publicly placed televisions. I swear to Christ. Who could be falling for this? 866-969-1969. Call me and tell me you're still watching CNN so I can fly to your house tomorrow and put up a statue of Robert E. Lee. What? Jim Sciutto, of course, he worked for... This is his words. Listen to in light of the uproar of the last couple of days, 5 days apart, you have a white supremacist in Charlottesville use a vehicle to kill, and you have attackers at least following the modus operandi of terrorists using vehicles apparently to kill as well. And those shared tactics should be alarming. You are a fucking moron because nobody used cars before Charlottesville. You stupid fella, you. I cleaned that up beautifully, didn't I? Anybody pick up on that? I almost fucking jumped off my couch. Trying to connect the two. Like, hello? Didn't something happen in Nice?
London, like 2 months ago.
London, and I confuse my cities. I have a summer home in Albany, but so I'm really not the worldly guy.
Nietzsche
or Nice?
Nietzsche's the philosopher.
That's right. I was going to say, God is dead. What's that got to do? So there's a bunch of tourists. That was a nice segue, folks. You're not going to hear that shit on fucking Hannity. There'll be questions about copycats, Blitzer said. And then he jerked off on a 12-year-old Cub Scout. I added that for emphasis. What a piece of garbage. What a piece of human German garbage. Who's the angry brown chick right now on CNN?
I don't know. But yeah, both. Not a word about Barcelona.
Not a word about Barcelona on CNN or MSNBC. Priceless, folks. Just priceless. Priceless. I'll do play-by-play the whole night here. I'll watch these 3 TV sets and see how long it takes. Wolf Blitz's mother could have been run over in Barcelona. He'd be talking about Trump in Charlottesville right now. We'll get to my mother in a second. She's got a bone sticking through her ass, but we'll get to that in a second. Can somebody give her mouth-to-mouth? I heard she's in rough shape. But Donald Trump... 866-969-1969. How do we boycott CNN? How do we... I don't know. Where's the building in New York? Andy, can you find that out, please?
Sure.
I'd like to send a couple of the Lucchese brothers over. Deliver a nice pack. Wolf Blitz open. What's this? Fucking fake anchorman sleeps with the fishes. Did I mention Danny Natterman will be here? He's a very bright fella. Very funny guy. He's Noam Dworman's partner on Rod Dog. They have the Comedy Cellar radio show. And he'll be able to comment on this stuff. Interested to see how... I don't even know Danny's politics, really. I know Noam is more like me and us people who still have our minds. But I don't know about... You can hear him on... what? You can hear Dan on Rod Dog 99 every Thursday. Sirius XM Rod Comedy Cellar show. And follow Dan on Twitter, @Dan Natterman. And for all his dates, he's got 2, a fat girl named Betty and a young kid named Kevin. For all his dates and tour info, head to danatterman.com. 866-969-1969. Again, folks, I had a whole story about a woman born with no vagina that I was going to open with. And man, she must have a great personality. She really has to have a great personality. I am fed up with the media. I really think, and I'm not kidding, Hitler is like Goebbels. Wasn't he head of propaganda? He probably was more.
Yes.
He was less biased. But Mike in Texas says, boy, can we get some Walter Brennan? Boy, do you see that van plow through those people? I tell you, there's arms and legs everywhere. Hey, Mike.
Well, if you don't quit flicking your sheets of peanut, I'm going to blow your head off.
Oh, God. And by the way, folks, we're not making fun of the current situation in Spain, but since nobody else is covering it, why should I?
Geez.
Mike, do you believe this shit?
I unfortunately, Nick, I do. And, I just wanted to lighten it up a little bit. Because we're drowning in a sea of sad, but
yes.
You do realize Walter Brennan grew up in Swampscott.
Jesus, you know what? Now that you say that, I remember somebody telling me that he was a Massachusetts guy.
Yes, he was born in Lynn, and he grew up in Swampscott, so he's a North Shore guy, just like you got on you.
Here's Walter Brennan. Boy, I went up to Marblehead. You see all the Jews on the beach? Boy.
I don't know. Little Luke stepped in the bathroom again, and he sounds like he's wrestling a bear.
It's my favorite character of all time.
What other show can you get updates from a terrorist attack and then Walter Brennan being discussed? And we're going to touch on a woman who was born without a vagina. This is the show you should be listening to, folks. And I think you are. I got a call from the bosses. Give me double thumbs up today. By bosses, I mean my wife and her sister. But
well, you are a breath of fresh air, my friend, and it's so good to have you on. I've been listening to your podcast for years.
Oh, thank you, Mike.
And I just love. When are you coming back to Austin, or as we refer to it as transplants, as the Cambridge with heat?
I'm gonna be in the fall in October. I have 2 dates. At one at a theater in Lexington, and then the next night at the Cabot Theater in Beverly, which is right where I grew up.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in Lexington.
There you go, man. Yeah, so I'll be in Lexington.
Okay, but yeah, I'm in Austin now.
I thought you said Austin.
Oh, Austin. I'm sorry.
We'll go to.
Look, if you can round up, let's say 800 of your friends, I'll come out to Austin. $30 a ticket. I don't get out of bed.
I've got a Rolodex. I'm starting the calls now.
Please do. Anybody who votes like you and I do, or don't, get some chubby minorities in there.
Love you, Nick.
Thanks, Mike. Talk to you later. Our Father who art in heaven, hello. Boy, I'll tell you, the world's burning up.
Terror attacks. I'd be more scared of coyotes.
Boy, the way El Shabab's talking, there might be some shit going down. Boy. Unbelievable. And two networks, and I say that in quotes, talking about Trump's comments. This is there. It's hilarious.
And MSNBC has a segment just titled, "This is the President." That's their nightly segment on this show.
This is the president. You are fake news. I just don't, I don't even know what to say anymore. How come, can we get numbers? Can we get their ratings and who's watching it and shit?
Yeah, we'll look it up.
I really would like to find out just how retarded some people are. What's my other story I was going to get to later on? Chelsea Handler, her grandfather was an actual Nazi. I fucking... Yeah. Yeah. Calling everybody on the planet that doesn't think like her a Nazi, and her fucking granddad probably hurt fucking Natterman's granddad. For the love of Christ. I'm telling you, man. Let's go to John in Arizona to bring some semblance of sanity to the show. John, how are you?
Hey, when I look at Wolf Blitzer, maybe even Greed, doesn't he remind you of the Don in Godfather? That gifted with that wonderful box of cannolis to watch the opera. I think we need to do that again. Maybe give him a box of cannolis.
Wait a minute, which Don?
There was a scene in Godfather. They were at the opera, right? And I think it was Talia Strier's, character. I think it might have been in 2 or 3. That gifted,
it's got to be 3 because nobody looked like Wolf Blitzer in the first 2.
Yeah, and he was gifted a nice box of cannolis. And
yeah.
And he kind of choked on them, if you know what I mean.
Well, I love the fact that you're the only guy I know that's quoting Godfather 3. That is unbelievable. You are a real fan.
Oh, yeah, you gotta love it. If you don't watch all of them, you got no balls.
No, I what?
But
Yeah, okay. And fucking.
But I digress.
You got to watch all of them. Jesus Christ! It would have been more believable if Nathan Lane was the lead in The Godfather 3. But anyway. All right, John.
Hey, Nicky.
Yeah.
Nick, I got a question though for you.
Yeah.
The Democrats, when they got anything, they think they got anything on the president.
Yeah.
They just hound it and hound it and hound it till it gets to the point to where the American public doesn't want to hear about it, and they start to turn on the Democrats again, going, "Shut the fuck up already." We get it.
Right.
How long is that going to happen? How long before that happens with this?
I don't know. I just I can't believe. I just can't believe that people would turn on CNN for news or MSNBC. It's just amazing to me.
Yeah. Well, next they're going to be going after the dollar bills because Washington.
Oh, Christ, yeah.
All them are on the dollar bills.
Yeah. Go to my Twitter, at Nick Dipaolo. I got a picture of me up there. I was trying to desecrate a statue, and I got attacked by a police dog. So check that out, John.
All righty, buddy.
All right. Good hearing from you.
All
right. Let's go to Ed in Pennsylvania. He doesn't want us to go to Fox News. Eddie, what's going on? Hi, Ed.
Hey, Nick.
What up, Ed?
Hey, Nick.
Yes.
No, I think you should go to Fox News because the only 2 guys that tell anything on there are Hannity and Tucker. The rest of them sound like they're on CNN anymore.
I know. It has changed. You're right. The what, Andy?
54 retweets.
54 retweets already? How many likes?
184.
184 likes?
In 20 minutes.
In 20 minutes. Eddie, you're right, though. I put on the, what's the show, The Specialist, with our friend Kat Timpf and Ebony Williams, who's been on the network for a couple of years now. Very beautiful black girl. All of a sudden, she showed her true colors the other night by going after Trump after Charlottesville. I don't need to hear that. If I want to hear that shit, I'll put on CNN, MSNBC. Just tell it like it is. And Shepard Smith's another one who has to go. He is the most, he's just horrendous. But, you can't fire a gay fella. That'll be a lawsuit.
Oh, it's a serious situation.
It's a dangerous situation, Eddie. I go to Fox News because, it's like soft porn over there. That's why I watch it. But, all right, Ed.
All right.
Take it easy, Ed. Good to see you. Glad you called in. Boy, Ed's in Pennsylvania. He's got a couple acres over there. Grown a lot of corn. Oh, God. I know. You love it. My wife goes, why does Andy find that so funny? I go, I don't know
why it tickles
He was
me so
molested
much.
by a guy who looked like Walter Brennan. How about Walter Brennan? Swampscott, Mass. is 2 towns over from me, where I grew up. It's the North Shore, Massachusetts. And I did know that fact a long time ago. It's unbelievable.
Part of the visual, which people can't see, I wish, is you get your shoulders really into it.
I can't do the impression without doing his arms.
I think that might be why I love it so much.
You know why? Google. I'm guessing Google Rich Little. I bet you say Google Rich Little Walter Brennan. I guarantee. I don't know. I probably learned it from him. Look. Oh, finally, look. They're showing some footage on CNN of the actual attack. I'm glad you could get to it, CNN. Nice going, timely. Brett in Texas, welcome to the show, Brett.
Sure, Nick. Hey, yeah, I feel your pain. I'm the same way with turning on the news. It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I flip through. You know where they get some of their ratings? Probably from guys like me that flip on CNN just to see what they're talking about. And I go into shock, and I leave it on there. And that's probably half their ratings. I can imagine trying to link what happened in Charlottesville with what happened in Barcelona, Spain, just because cars were used. Do you really think the people are that retarded? It's such an insult. Apparently we are.
It is an insult. I don't know what the hell's going on. They keep attacking President Trump. They attack him on a personal level. They don't attack him on a presidential level. They just keep attacking him on a personal level.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, I heard this was on Fox News today. And I don't know who the guy was that said it.
Yeah.
But it's like this. Okay. He said Europe, which includes Spain, of course.
Yeah.
And the United States, they filter emails. And they filter emails and they filter text messages. And they have to filter every one of them. That includes anyone I email or you email, not people they suspect to be terrorists. Because it's, I don't know, some kind of fucked up thing there where they're, profiling. It's, profiling thing.
Yeah.
And what they said was, well, they don't have enough people to filter through all of it. It's kind of like having 5 people to do the U.S. mail type of deal.
Okay.
And he said, what he said was, he goes, the terrorists are communicating between they're not sending smoke signals. They're sending, shit through email and all this.
Right.
But legally, they have to filter through all this crap. So we're bogged down in another pile of shit.
Right. PC stuff, because somebody might be prejudged. Their feelings might get hurt. And you know how that all started? Thank you for the call, Brett.
Thank you.
You got it, brother. Thanks for breaking the momentum of the show. No. He's right, though. He's right. He's making a great point. All these filters, again, all born out of PC horseshit, are costing people their lives. Really. All these, at some point, you got to put that shit aside. Unless you want to watch your kids killed right in front of you. Well, we could have stopped your kids' killers, but we weren't sure. We don't want to invade their privacy. Fuck that. Start kicking down doors, following people that push those meat carts up the street here in Manhattan. I buy meat just to check the guys out up close. I go and pretend I want a piece of that terrorist steak, and I look at their IDs taped to the meat carts. The guy looks like he just got here from Yemen 8 minutes ago, and I look at his ID. It goes, Kevin Johnson from fucking Pennsylvania. Yeah. I'm telling you, Giuliani is who we need. Giuliani. James in Toronto. James, how are you? Welcome to the United States.
Good, yourself?
What's happening? I'm pretty good.
Good. Yeah. Sorry, that guy from Texas, you left on a little long. That's fine. No big deal.
I couldn't help it. I didn't want to be rude, but, you're right.
Sorry. So we got in a little while ago there, a couple weeks ago, when you were mentioning the media was attacking Trump.
Yeah.
Just he kind of brought on himself a little bit.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there. I'm coming around a little bit because of I love the fact that Trump had the balls to go out and say what no one else would say, which is that the left side was as wrong as the right side in this whole clash. And nobody can say that. To say that, you're going against everybody on that side, which apparently is everybody
yes.
who, has a university degree or whatever.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't make it
yes.
makes no sense. Like,
James, I've been waiting for a president to say that for I don't know how many years now. Even back in George Bush the Elder, I go, why don't? And then the son, he was the GW was he wouldn't even address it. Some people would say the dumbest shit about him. I go, and I swear to God, he helped the left get way ahead of us by not addressing any of it. If I ever meet Dana Perino, who I've met once, I want to go, why didn't you guys ever turn the other cheek? Yeah, turn the other cheek and take it in the ass. Am I right, James?
Nobody, not one person in the media, said, yeah, you know what, you're right. Antifa or anybody else, they were as aggressive as the other side, equally as aggressive.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
I don't agree with the one side, but they came there ready to battle, and nobody says anything about it. Like, it's all just fine. And then that guy goes up, the leader, goes up to make his speech the next day, and they literally go up there and physically beat him up on the microphone. And the police and everyone else just stands by and lets it go. He walked right up to him and started swinging at him.
Yes.
Right on camera. It's ridiculous.
I know. And again, the police, it makes you wonder, doesn't it, James, whose agenda? And when you see the police stand down and stuff, it's really creepy what's going on, man. It really, and I know it was, thank you for the call, James. I knew when Trump got elected, I remember looking at my wife going, oh, a white billionaire, blonde hair, blue eyes, this is going to be a serious, I never pictured it like this. This is literally a knee-jerk reaction to a white guy being president, a rich white guy. This is what you're watching. It's not much more complicated than that, folks. If you know the temperature of this country and where we have been for the last 40 years and how they've been setting the table, the media for this, it really shouldn't surprise you. But I still get surprised. Is Natterman here, do we know? He is. Good. I want to get his take. Danny Natterman, very funny man, will be here in a few minutes, and we'll talk to him, get his take. He's got a law degree, so he's funny as all hell. 866-969-1969. Back after this. That is very funny. Dan Natterman, he's live in studio with us. So you can hear him on the Comedy Cellar Show every Thursday on Sirius XM's Raw Dog 99 at 7 p.m. Eastern. And follow Dan on Twitter at Dan Natterman for all his tour dates and information. DanNatterman.com. And Danny Boy, thanks for coming in.
Good to be here.
Yeah, that's a little souvenir from
Thank
the show.
you.
I'll give him his credits. I'm glad you're in here. I wanted to get your take on today's. I don't even really know. I know you have a law degree from what, Columbia?
Fordham.
Oh, Fordham. Okay. Because I don't know, like Noam. I know he thinks politically more like me. Noam is Danny's radio partner and owner of the Comedy Cellar. As far as today's events, the attacks, and have you been following this?
I know there was an attack. I'm against it. I know there's a...
You're against it? I thought you were very pro-ISIS. No, here's what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, go ahead.
They attacked a predominantly Jewish section,
okay,
restaurants and stuff. That's what it said today on the TV. It makes me nervous because I've said to Noam, and I said this, must have said this 8 years ago. I go, you have a Star of David in the window down at the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
Well, that makes me nervous because the Comedy Cellar has been a hot tourist spot. You can see what I'm driving at?
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting point. I never thought of that.
I know. I'm the only one.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
Does that make you nervous?
Maybe they should put up those barriers or something.
Yeah, and that's the other. That,
those they got
what
up in front
bad
of the
comics.
Like at the JCC on the Upper West Side, they have those poles.
I don't.
Yeah.
What do you mean,
Jewish
Polish
Community
people?
Center on the Upper
couple
West
of
Side.
Polacks with rifles guarding the Jewish.
They got these, things that's supposed to block attacks.
What kind of poles? Like cement?
A metal,
I know what you mean.
Metal bar.
So you can't drive.
You can't drive into it.
But that's the thing. I said that to my wife today, watching this carnage. And again, we're not making light of it, folks. But New York, we've had our problems here. And by the way, I love Riverdale. It's one of my favorite. I'm waiting for that next. Predominantly Jewish.
Well, not a lot of population density in Riverdale, though. Not a lot of bang for your buck, I don't think.
What do you mean?
Well, Riverdale's isn't it like houses? You don't want to drive a car into a house.
No. There's apartment buildings. If you're thinking of lighting one up.
Okay.
No, it's that's like if I could live anywhere. I live up in Westchester now, but if I wanted to move closer to the city, I was looking at Riverdale. Every time I drive through it on the way home, I look at the apartment. I don't know. It just looks like a nice place to live. It would cut about 40 minutes off my time. But that's the point I said to my wife. You're going to put up barriers like you just said, steel poles and stuff. Mm-hmm. So then they're going to shoot at you. This isn't preventable, is it? I asked you with a law degree from Florida.
Well, I don't know if this has anything to do with law, but...
Anti-law.
I mean, you can kind of prevent. We haven't had a big attack in New York. Is there any wood around here I can knock on?
No.
I mean, somebody's doing something right, I guess, because for some reason we haven't since 9/11 had anything big going on over here.
Not anything big,
and unless they're just saving it up for something horrifying. That's the only explanation. Either we're doing something right, or they're really got something planned so bad that they don't want to put us on our guard until they get it just right.
That's the thing. That's actually a good question. But everybody seems to be saving it up. North Korea's got a missile now. They can, and not even being quiet about it. But you make a great point. People, the intelligence agencies, we bust their balls all the time. They don't get enough credit. Because when you hear people interviewed on TV that work for those, they go, I don't sleep at night. They work around the clock. And they work around. You know how many attacks have been thwarted since 9/11? I mean, they don't even tell us.
Right.
I remember, what's his name? Eric Holder saying that's what kept him up at night. I thought it was cocaine and stupidity. But you make a good point. I hope they're not saving up. Let's go to the phones, shall we? Let's go to Anthony in California, since we're at drive time. Anthony, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Kind of going off topic a little bit
sure.
Right here. Getting into U.S. politics. But the climate of the politics right now is ridiculous. It's like gang mentality. It's like, I mean, I grew up around gangs and, blue versus red and stuff like that. And now it's becoming Democrats versus Republicans.
Yeah.
And that's how it's becoming so extreme left and so extreme right. It's like, I'm right, you're wrong. Like, why can't there be, like, I would have considered myself a Democrat, but I support some right term ideologies as well.
Yeah.
And I see right things on both sides. Like,
yeah, but Anthony,
right.
Okay, but let me stop you. You know what you're doing? I think you're making the mistake. You're equivocating. The media is run by the left. Okay, they have the mouthpiece in this country, which is so powerful, and they're the ones. You say extremist. What they're playing with fire. They, I know we got a lot of play from Charlottesville, the white supremacists and the KKK. They're outnumbered by Antifa and other groups tenfold. We just don't hear about them. But I don't agree that it's equal. I think what the media is doing in conjunction with the Democrat Party is fucking disgraceful in how they're treating this president. Your thoughts?
My thoughts or this guy's thoughts, too?
Dan Natterman's thoughts. I'm sorry, Danny.
Well, I think he meant that people just in general are either, everybody picks a side. So people are either like everything Trump does is horrible or everything Trump does is great instead of, I mean, there have been times when I've defended Trump and usually people, on Facebook might give me crap for it.
Can I stop you there?
Times where I'm against him.
Can I stop you there?
Which I think is relatively rare. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but people are taking sides because they get everything, their information from the media. And that media is taking sides, which makes me take sides.
Maybe that's part of it. I think people are just, these issues are so raw that people are just, I don't know if they need the media to help them take sides or not. Maybe.
I think they do. Anthony, thanks for the call, man. I think it's a reflect. I love the polls. They go, Trump's approvals are down to 38. Well, you've been talking shit about him on 19 stations 24/7. And that's where people get their news, and that's how they decide. I think it reflects.
Yeah, maybe that could be.
I kind of feel that way.
It could work both ways.
It might work both ways.
It could be like a feedback loop, where the media gives the people what they think the people are thinking.
The chicken or the egg thing,
and then the people are thinking what the media is giving them.
I think we're so media driven in this country. I really think everybody gets there. And if it's on TV, it's gospel. Where else you going to go? The internet? You know when you want to get the truth, you go to the comment sections.
Well, that's where you know what people are thinking.
Yes, it's very refreshing. I'd vote for some of those people. I don't want to say which ones. I'll be kicked out of the bill. Oh, Cornel West. Here you go. We haven't seen him in 5 minutes. You know,
yeah,
right?
I know.
Professor Cornel West. He seems pretty right down the middle. Anyways,
have you guys been talking about Charlottesville the whole day? I guess
not today, but the last couple, yes, all week since it happened. Your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that are, I'm a defender of the First Amendment, and some people more than a few people seem to be willing to chuck the First Amendment out the window and feel that. I mean, I was wondering, why is this, Nazis have been marching for many, many years.
Yes.
It's like when people say, oh my God, Nazis are marching in Charlottesville, I'm like, well, I'm certainly not going to go there and join them, but it's like, haven't they been doing this for years?
Yes.
And isn't this part of the First Amendment? And shouldn't we be proud as a nation that we have that, that even people we absolutely detest and, or have that right, even though these people I feel are, scum, but yet they have that right. So
you're asking what has changed from a few years ago?
I'm asking, and they say, well, Trump, they're marching because Trump is in office and Trump has inspired them. Maybe, but
they were marching before Trump was in office.
I don't know how much you can blame Trump on the fact that they had this march. I know some of them do believe that Trump is sort of a little bit with them. I don't know,
Do they believe that, or do they try to align themselves with them? They make statements in public, and it makes them look legit. It's like I said last night. It's like the Beatles. Charlie Manson loved the Beatles,
right?
But that doesn't mean it's like a two-way street.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think Trump is, a little bit more sympathetic to some of their ideas, certainly than Obama. Or
some, when you say whose ideas, though?
Well, some of the
alt-Nazis?
But
alt-right.
The alt-right. So
that's me.
That if you said to Trump, "Hey, Trump," for their ideas on immigration, obviously Trump is more in keeping with their ideas. Their ideas would be on immigration.
Yes.
And if you hook Trump up to a lie detector and said, "Trump, if we were to allow in 100,000 people from England or 100,000 people from Nigeria, who would you pick?"
Yeah,
he might slightly lean toward England.
And what's wrong with that?
Well,
since 1965, and the Kennedys put their fingerprints all over the.
Well, that's something I wanted to ask you about, Nick, because you're a reasonable person.
Yes.
But you're not an insane person.
No.
But yet you have some of these ideas.
Yes.
And so the question is, how many people think like that? How many people are worried the idea that whites are going to become a minority in America, right?
I'm not worried about that.
You're not worried about that. But
no.
you just said that you'd rather have people from England come here.
Well, let's balance it. I don't want anybody coming here, Dan.
Okay.
I want a moratorium on illegal and legal until all the assholes in here can assimilate. How about that? Is that a little common sense? When did assimilation become racist? You know what I mean? When you say, hey, you should really learn the language. Oh, what the fuck? How can you say that? Everybody, what's happening? It's failing because people used to come over here because they wanted to be American and they would assimilate. Now, when you insist they assimilate, that's racist. Again, white fucking privilege, however you want to word it. And look what we've turned into. Just what, I forget who made this quote years and years ago. We're going to end up a bunch of different ethnicities living side by side with nothing in common, squabbling with each other. And that's exactly, nothing's melting here. This is a pot of shit. There's M&Ms, there's carrots, there's onions. Your thoughts?
I think there's something to be said for that. I mean, I don't think you're entirely wrong.
We need some assimilation. That's all. Shut the doors for everybody and let and we do need people from India. And I also say that the Indians and the Asian, they're going to save us. And I remember Colin Quinn saying on stage, which is a brilliant line, because they don't take for granted the American dream, what you can achieve here. Most of us are kind of jaded and,
right.
Don't you think?
Well, we've gotten lazy over the years,
Hell yeah.
As we move to the suburbs, and the Jewish people have lost their eye of the tiger.
Have they?
Well, not really. You know what? We're so insecure. We're still
the eye of the tiger.
We're still. I think Nixon said it best. Our Jewish friends, they're insecure.
Is that what Nixon?
Something said like that. Something like that. I mean, if you listen to the tapes,
my favorite president ever.
You know, he was going through race by race. The Irish are mean, especially when they drink. Our Jewish friends are insecure.
Any of that wrong?
Well, I think Jews are insecure, you know, but
I think Irish are drunks.
I think if I were
not all of them, just 91%.
I think if I were a tall, beautiful wasp, I'd be like, fuck it, that's enough. I don't need to be funny, or I don't know how I would feel, but you know, I might get lazy. But the Indians, God bless them, they're not getting the hot white chicks right away. They got to work extra hard.
No, they have to own half a Google.
You know,
these fucking kids from New Delhi, and they're on a yacht getting blown by. That's hilarious. I'm pro-Israel. I ask this question. What's her name? Feinstein.
Rachel. Right?
We're having lunch at the airport in Montreal a couple of years ago, and I go, why? And I asked Manny, who had the funniest take. I go, why? I don't get this whole anti-Semitic. Why does everybody have a problem with the Jews? And Manny Dorman, folks, okay, Jew, he goes, well, 6 billion people can't be wrong. He's making fun of his own. And then Rachel Feinstein brought up something that because I really don't understand it. I go, they do nothing but contribute. They're smart. I don't get this hatred. And Rachel goes, well, I think it has to do with killing Christ and stuff. And that never even dawned on me. That's how.
Well, in the Middle Ages when everybody was, you know, nutty with the Crusades and Catholics and Protestants killing each other. Obviously, anti-Semitism was religious-based, because but in more modern times, you know, I don't
know. We're threatened by my other theories. We're threatened by because I always say Jewish people are way smarter than Gentiles, and we're insecure. How about that for a theory?
Well, you know, people have posited that as a possibility. I don't want to get into, you know, IQ and race.
No, you'll kill us in that argument. Me either.
But, you know, the bell curve seems to think we were smarter.
Is that what they said, Murray?
Well,
I couldn't read that book. It was too thick, too many graphs.
Well, you don't have to read. I'll summarize it for you right now.
All right.
Jews smart. Asians Jews smartest, Asians less smart, whites less smart, blacks less smart. That's the book. That's the summary, more or less.
God, I want to say something, but I don't know. I didn't write the book. I'm not going to catch shit. Charles, how about now he goes to speak, a guy that wrote the book.
Right.
He can't even go to a college to speak.
Right.
He's prevented by the far left jerk-offs, the fascist cocksuckers, again, in cahoots with the media in this country. And your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts are probably roughly what your thoughts are. Let the man speak. You know, I'm a big free speech guy.
Yeah.
I can understand why your blood might boil at certain people. You know, I listened to this guy, Chris Cantwell, I think his name was, on that. He's one of the dudes that was down in Charlottesville, and they did something on Vice. I mean, you know, I listened to it. I'm like, I'd like to hit the guy.
Was he a supremacist or a neo-Nazi?
Not that any hitting from me would be that effective, but he's... Yeah, I guess he's one of those guys. Whatever you call white nationalists, all right. I don't know, whatever the name.
And why is Vice? See, now, go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
No, so I understand why you wouldn't. You know, these guys kind of make your blood boil, but you got to let them say what they have to say, and you can say something back to counter it if you want.
It's there. The First Amendment's there to protect unpopular speech.
Right. There's no need to protect people saying, you know,
nice things. Hey, the Jews are smart and the blacks are very good athletes.
Yeah, you don't. So,
that's what separates us from the rest of the
I kind of had a fantasy if I had my own talk show, and you know, they're all like Kimmel and everybody's coming out and doing their monologues about this whole thing. And what would I say if I had mine? I'd probably say, look, you don't need me to say. I'm not gonna say Nazis are horrible because Kimmel said that. You don't need me to say that.
Right.
What I'm gonna say is the fucking First Amendment. It matters.
Yeah.
And there is violence on the left. I'm not comparing the left to neo-Nazis, but there is violence. So
I am.
So, you know, deal with that. Whether it's equivalent or not is not the issue, but
it's refreshing.
It does happen, and it is worth talking about it.
It's refreshing to hear a president point it out.
I did find it a little bit refreshing. He kind of lost me, though, when he said there were fine people on both sides. I don't know if there were any fine people or not.
There might have been, though. Fine is in people like... You know, what if we were in town and go, let's wander over to that thing? You would be thrown in the fine category.
The fine?
Yeah.
Oh.
Everybody there wasn't a ardent, violent person, you know?
Right, yeah, it could be. It could be. I don't know who was there.
A lady in a stroller?
I don't know who was at that thing, but... Yeah, I wasn't outraged as everybody else or so many other people were by that particular press conference that people just went insane over. I think they've lost their minds over it. And
Well, they were told to lose. They were told to lose their mind over it by CNN, MSNBC on a loop. It's fucking. I can't believe where the media is. I just can't believe it. And people make fun of Fox News. We came in here, like I said. Right now, there's a ongoing thing going on in Spain, telling people to stay indoors. It's like 2 a.m, and that's on Fox News. And CNN and MSNBC were talking about Charlottesville and his comments when we came in here. I mean, how do you explain that? I mean, it's just let's go to the phones. Boy, we must be big in Canada, I'll tell you. Alex in Dallas, welcome to the show. Say hi to Dan Natterman.
Yeah, hey there, Dan. Hey there, Nick. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I was just wanting to speak about the attack in Spain and how they're trying to compare the car attack to what happened in Charlottesville.
Oh, it's identical, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no. And what's stupid is if the car was the first time, if Charlottesville was the first time a car had been used, then I could see how that would make sense.
Right.
But there's a dozen plus other times before that, even before the Charlottesville incident, where that happened. So how could they possibly make that connection? It's just ridiculous.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you hear that.
Well, I didn't hear that particular
I'll play it for
comparison.
You. Thank you, Alex. Thanks for the call. Let's play. Here's Wolf Blitzer. Hold on. Let me just put it in context for you, because it wasn't just Wolf Blitzer. He was sort of parroting what his guest said. The guy's CNN national security correspondent, Jim Sciutto, said the shared tactics of the attackers in both instances were alarming. He says, in light of the uproar of the last couple days, 5 days apart, you have a white supremacist in Charlottesville use a vehicle to kill, and here you have attackers at least following the modus operandi of terrorists using vehicles apparently to kill as well. And those shared tactics should be alarming. And then Wolf Blitzer just said this to...
Yeah, and there will be questions about copycats. There will be questions if what happened in Barcelona was at all a copycat version of what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia.
And then I said this.
You smug cocksucker. Fuck you.
What was that, Mona Lisa Vito?
Oh, that was Dr. Malfi from The Sopranos talking to her shrink. But not? Come on, Dan. That is
it's like two comics saying, "Hey, that was my joke about the pilot said we're at 30,000 feet, even though why do we need to know that information?" And it's like, yeah, but everybody's been saying that. It's like a hack joke. In other words, driving a car into people. It's like who. They've been doing it since,
Yeah, but what makes it so outrageous? It isn't just two comedians talking about a joke. It's a guy on fucking national TV, CNN, a supposedly credible. I don't know when that's going to go away. News network. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of shit that throws gas on the fire. And a lot of idiots who voted for Obama and think like him and fucking Hillary are sitting there going, yes, there's a connection. That's what I feel. I think it's if somebody on Fox said the opposite and connected whatever.
It's ridiculous, obviously,
But that's like dangerous to me. I mean, I don't know what the agenda is.
They're saying that this car accident was. They're blaming it. The car attack in Charlottesville. Many people seem to be blaming it. On the rally. I mean, if they, you don't need a rally to drive a car into people.
Right. But they're trying to connect Trump to it.
They're trying to connect Trump to the rally, and they're trying to, and some people are blaming the ACLU and the courts for giving them a permit.
Yeah.
Saying they shouldn't have had a permit. They shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't. I mean, like, people were outraged just at the idea that they were carrying torches, I mean, like, they came with torches. They weren't using those torches to kill people.
I know. The tiki I'm sorry. They didn't have modern fucking weapons. You'd rather have...
I mean, I guess there is some iconography involved with torches, I guess, that relates to Nazi marches, I suppose. But
only, yeah, exactly.
But I mean, somebody came at me on Twitter and was like, I said, they have a right to speak. Oh, and carry torches? Yeah, well,
yes, there were mosquitoes there. For Christ's sake. Hey, do you have to leave?
No, why would I have to leave?
Oh, again, because it says on my sheet that, right? Roland said he had a half hour. Is that what Roland told you, Andy?
Yeah, I think
you can stick around, right?
Hang out for another half hour.
Well, that's why I asked before.
Yeah,
so we
I
wouldn't
mean,
have
you
this
know,
confusion.
I can stay for whenever, you know.
Okay.
Or you
tell me.
You can toss me out. Like,
no, fuck no. I do this every night by myself. It's nice to have somebody carry the weight. But Danny Natterman, by the way, again, very funny guy, a main staple of the Comedy Cellar every night. One of the best comics down there, and you can hear him in the Comedy Cellar show right on here in Sirius Raw Dog on every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Follow Dan on Twitter at Dan and Natterman, Naturman. And for all his dates and tour info, head to dannatterman.com.
Yeah, I'll save the trouble. There's no tour dates up on that website.
I heard you were opening for the Monkees. And
I am opening for Howie Mandel in Colorado at something in September.
They're gonna. Oh my God, that is an odd pairing. I mean, they're gonna come out. You know, Howie Mandel fans are gonna, expect the fucking condom on the head and shit, and you're gonna come out with your Cerebral New York. You think how's it gonna work? Have you done it before?
Well, I've opened for Howie years ago.
Oh, have you?
Is that America's Got Talent connection?
No, I don't. That might be.
No, it's a Jewish thing.
But I opened for Howie some years ago, and it went fine.
Did it?
Yeah.
Well, your Natterman's funny. I'm just saying, they're fans.
It sometimes amazes me sometimes I look at an audience, I'm like, they're going to hate me, and this is going to be bad. But
that's me every night.
Yeah,
that's why I stopped doing comedy lately.
But it usually goes all right. Sometimes not.
All right. Well, there's no tour dates on his website. There's a picture of him and a couple of
but the comedy. If you're in New York, the Comedy Cellar on McDougal Street.
McDougal.
I'm there if I'm in town every weekend.
And he murders. So we come back. We'll take more phone calls. We can stay on this, so we can move on to. This is good. Chelsea Handler.
I can't get enough of this Charlottesville shit. I got to be honest.
Of Charlottesville?
I can't get enough. I'm on Facebook all day, fascinated, debating, reading different takes
good
on
for
it.
you. I stay away from it. I can't go on social media. I don't even know how to use Facebook. It'll be a picture of my mother at a wedding shower, and then there's a couple of my fans.
Yeah.
Spraying a girl with whatever. Anyways, 866-969-1969. Back after this. Who has his own show on Raw Dog 99 with Noam Dworman. It's the Comedy Cellar show. And he's a very funny dude. If you're in the city of New York, check him out at the Comedy Cellar. Where else? Around the city.
Well, that's pretty much where I'm at around the city.
Are you?
Yeah. Every now and again I go, maybe go to the Stand Up New York or...
Do you? Boy. That's the one room.
Once in a while. Oof. Mostly I'm into the cellar, but the cellar is just because they got 3 rooms there now.
I know.
You just stay there, and
it's beautiful. The Fat Black Pussycat. I love that. Hey, apparently Chuck in Boston is a fan. He's got a question for you about a female comedian. Go ahead, Chuck. Say hi to Dan.
How you doing, Dan?
Yeah, what's
I
up?
like your comedy. I'm a fan. When Opie and Anthony broke up, it became Opie and Jim Norton. And at one point, they had Esther Koo in studio, and I caught the last half of the interview. And apparently she was talking about a guy comedian she had something going on with, but I didn't know what it was. And she eventually said, I don't want to say his name, Dan Natterman.
Oh.
And she laughed. So what went on with you guys? Did you guys date, or what happened?
Esther Koo.
How did I not get wind of this? We never dated.
Are you
we
sure?
Never,
it was in People Magazine. There's a picture.
Yeah, like I said, I only heard half of what was going on, so I don't know if she ever kissed you or dated. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
No, we never dated.
What?
What's that?
No, because she said at the end of, they pried it out of her. She goes, I don't want to say his name, Dan Natterman.
Oh, maybe.
Swear to God.
She's got a thing. She's got a thing for you. Thanks for the call,
Well,
Chuck.
no, she's very attractive, and maybe I.
Esther Koo, K-U?
K-U, yeah. But we never dated. I can tell you that.
I don't know who she is.
She's a comic.
Okay, but so's Judy Gold.
Yeah. She's Asian, and there she is.
Oh, wait a minute. She murders, doesn't she, on stage?
I haven't seen her in a while. Maybe.
I think I saw her at Gotham. I went on after her at Gotham on a Wednesday night. She shook the rafters.
Oh, okay. Well, good for her. I haven't seen her act in a good while.
And I went up and did some fresh ginger jokes after, and no. Look at Andy going through all the pictures.
Hey. She's a beautiful woman.
Yeah, sure. She's funny as hell. I don't say that sarcastically, I'm sure. I mean, Dan just said so.
Well, I haven't seen her in a while, but,
I'll tell you who's a funny broad.
Yeah, who's that?
I'm kidding. Chelsea Handler, who told her she was funny. Anyways, there's always good news because Chelsea Handler, it says, who calls Trump a Nazi every 2 seconds, finds out her grandfather's an actual Nazi. Yeah, we actually have audio of her grandfather yelling at her when she was a little kid.
Ein Vorführung durch eigene Arbeit, durch eigenen Fleiß, eigenen Entschlossenheit.
Something about Heidi Fleiss. Listen.
Ein Vorführung durch eigene Arbeit, durch eigenen Fleiß, eigenen Entschlossenheit.
Heidi Fleiss.
Is that an actual Hitler or somebody imitating Hitler?
No, that's Hitler.
You know, there is if you go online, there is one recording of Hitler not screaming like a lunatic. It's the only one.
What's he doing? Ordering breakfast?
Well, he might be because I don't speak German, but he was on a train talking to some like Norwegian diplomat or something before the war, and he's just talking normal. It's the only you can Google it, like Hitler
pre-syphilis, probably. That's what. Remember, that's what drove him cuckoo, right?
Well,
yes.
I don't know, but
you didn't hear that?
I didn't make it up. A lot of rumors like he fucked his knees. He had one ball. I don't know which is true and which is false.
No, you're thinking of the bike rider,
Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, Lance Armstrong.
Well, he had one ball, obviously.
Did he fuck his knees too?
I don't know if he fucked his knees, but
that's a joke, folks.
That's the only. But there's only one recording
of him
not screaming.
I say they're cherry
Everything is just
picking.
screaming.
I think the media was cherry picking. I'm sure he had some.
No, everything he ever recorded is him yelling and screaming.
Well, same with my dad. All our home movies. Nothing of him talking in a normal, yelling in Italian. You know what's funny? My grandmother's, my dad's mom on that side, her family are all fascists from Italy.
Oh, okay. Well, the Italian fascists weren't quite as bad.
Not quite as bad, although Mussolini and Hitler were kind of tight for a while, weren't they, during the war? But my parents went over to Italy to find out more and stuff, and they go to my grandmother's her father's gravesite or something, and they put pictures of people on the headstones in Italy. There's a picture of him. I don't know if it was her. It was his one of her brothers, and he's got the fedora on. The horn rim glasses, the little the flower on the lapel, and they showed my dad showed my grandmother's passport to some people. Her last name is Schmigliani, and this old lady all dressed in black. She goes, Schmigliani, a fascista. I love it. That's where I get my politics. But yes, Chelsea Handler, apparently his grandfather. In a new episode of TLC's Who Do You Think You Are? I thought she found out from Ancestry.com. That would be a hilarious commercial, wouldn't it? Discovers exactly what role her grandfather, Karl Stoker, played in World War II in the history of her family. Handler traces his path from Nazi soldier to American immigrant through documents and interviews with sources familiar with her family's history. Handler's story is made all the more compelling by the fact that she was raised Jewish. And, but it's just refreshing because she's calling everybody who doesn't think like her a fucking Nazi. And, turns out this guy was a real scumbag. Your thoughts, Dan? Being Jewish?
Well, I guess that's, ironic, don't you think?
I know you're going to say. It's ironic and refreshing at the same time.
Well, my ancestors, I never really did much research on them, but I don't think they ever did anything interesting.
Well, why do you say that?
Well, maybe they did.
You didn't do any research on?
It's hard because they go back to Eastern Europe, and I don't know if the records are very good over there.
Did they have to flee and everything?
Well, I don't know. They had to flee. They did flee.
Well, I would say they had to.
I don't know if they had to. It wasn't like had to like 1939 had to. It was like late 1800s preferred to.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. All right. Good point.
Like late 1800s, the food is better over there. It wasn't.
That's right. I never really thought. That's my history. I always thought.
Yeah, it wasn't like at the end of a gun, I don't think.
Right.
It might have been.
It was for better pork.
Yeah, it was for better produce.
Wiener Schnitzel. But I love it because, Chelsea. And again, if I met, have you ever met? I think I met her once
at the cellar, yeah.
Which I haven't. And like I said, if I met her, I probably wouldn't hate her. But every time I see her, she's just fucking talking like an empty-headed. And, she's mildly amusing at best. I'd like to sleep my way to the top, too, but because of all the, it's sexist. There's not enough women in the higher position. Oh, that's not true anymore. But I'm kidding, Chelsea. I'm sure you didn't sleep your way to the top. A couple of. Oh, Andy just raised his eyebrows.
I've heard stories.
Have you?
I can't confirm anything.
I can. I get pictures under my bed to be releasing to. But I just found it refreshing. We've also found she's got a new show coming out, and here's the theme song.
Chelsea Heller's going down the drain.
It's a catchy tune. Yeah, pick one level, will you?
I kind of found myself getting into the melody.
Yeah, Chelsea Handler wrote the.
Who is that? Is that some British punk band?
Yeah, Screwdriver.
Oh, Screwdriver.
It was like in the 70s, I think, that came up.
Early.
And they're like a white supremacist band?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I kind of was getting into the beat a little bit. I can't say it was terrible.
I got a feeling
melodically.
They might have been doing.
but
I thought it was John Denver when I first heard. I'm guessing meth was involved when they wrote that melody. I'm just taking a stab. Nothing? All right, great.
I don't know. Was meth big in those days?
Huh?
I thought that was pre-meth if they were from the 70s.
Oh, I don't know. Let's not get too fucking literal. What are you, a fucking chick at the Comedy Cellar watching me? Hey, that's not true. Shut up, fatso. Get her more chicken fingers. Let's go to Larry in Ohio. Larry, you're on with Dan Natterman, a very funny comedian, and he has a law degree from Fordham.
But you're not obligated to talk to me.
Well, that's fine, sir. With my disdain for lawyers notwithstanding, I'm certainly not going to hold it against you personally if that's your career choice.
Well, no, I'm not a lawyer. I have a law degree.
Well, my pa-in-law, God rest him, was an attorney. Let's just leave that be.
Who was that?
My pa-in-law, my father-in-law, was an attorney.
And what was his last name?
Well, his name was Kernan. He graduated Georgetown Law, Catholic University undergrad in Georgetown Law.
Oh, Mr. Consular.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
All right.
Well, the lady comedians, I'm just not a big fan of them. That's why I did call. But also, fascism is so misidentified by a lot of people that throw that word around. Obama was a fascist. Because all his politics, his communism notwithstanding, to me, fascism is racial politics at its core. Racial is a huge component in all of fascism. And he did want private ownership, but under government control, which was the cornerstone of the socialism that underpinned fascism. So it really kind of depresses me when you play Adolf Hitler because you play so little of him, according to the former.
Jesus Christ.
Because,
go ahead, Larry.
And you just dash them. It's really heartbreaking not to hear the whole thing. I was talking to a nice German lady this evening briefly. Having lived there, the Germans are my people, and after all, I am a closet white supremacist, according to that fellow a couple of days ago.
Yeah, what was that about?
Well, just for telling the truth about the South, even though it's the same thing the skinheads and the neo-Nazis and the Klan believes, doesn't make it any less true. But, the modern Taliban of all the left tearing down everything that they disagree with because their hateful rhetoric is fine. Only white people are the sole purview of hatred. We're the only ones that are able to hate.
I know. That's the message right there, Larry. You just hit the nail on the head. First of all, the word hate is used it's ridiculous. If I hear it one more, I mean, if the left disagrees with you, they consider what you're saying. Hey, it doesn't matter what you're talking about. Could be the color of your shirt. Oh, you're a hater. I pointed that out years ago. I go, the word hate is the most overused. Thank you for the call, Larry. Is the most overused. Do you find that true, Dan? Especially with the comedy audience, it's very touchy here in Manhattan.
Well, I mean, I find the word, Nazi and hater and, racist are overused.
And it still works for them, though. They get a lot of capital out of it the last, I don't know how many years.
Well, it's a good way to shut down a conversation, I mean, but I tell you, of all people, Alan Dershowitz really they were calling him a racist because he pointed out that maybe juries of one color or another might be more likely to decide one way or the other, and they called him around. He didn't back down. He went right at him, So
we've referenced him a couple times on and it wasn't, Brendan, you remember what we were talking about? Why did I reference Dershowitz a couple times? It was like a month ago. He was saying it had to do with Trump. Oh, and special counsel and all that. But what did you remember specifically?
Was that the grand jury thing? The Russia.
I can't remember what.
Yeah, it had to do with the Russia probe. Yeah, and he said he had done nothing illegal. He was making a great case, and it's funny. I hated him during the OJ trial. He was like sitting in front of me on a plane. I wanted to pull his hair. I had first class ticket, but he really is a brilliant
he's
guy.
A very logical guy, and a very I think. Cool-headed, and I think he can see both. I think he can do what very many people cannot do, and that's see both sides. I mean, he will condemn Trump one day, and he will defend him another day, which I think is appropriate.
I condemn
because
Trump.
I think, like all people, you would do some things are good and some things are bad, and some things are right and some things are wrong.
Okay, can I stop you there? That's true, but a lot of people do too much equivocating just to go, oh, both sides are wrong. There's too much of that going on too. Because one side is really wrong lately. You know how the conservatives were wrong in the 40s and the 50s on race? Would you agree? They're on the wrong side of that?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what the fucking left is today. They're the conservatives. They're they're the fascists. That's my thought. And there's a lot of equivocation. Oh, both the extreme right. You know who the extreme right is? People who believe in the Constitution. Like Mark Levin's called a fucking,
Well, there's also people that are,
extreme right.
that are
Hannity.
Nutty racist that you would have to say are
but I'm talking about public figures who make a living on TV, on radio, and who believe in the Constitution. I'm not talking about neo-fucking Nazis, and they get lumped in. The Sean Hannitys of the world get lumped in with the fucking neo-Nazis. Your thoughts?
I have nothing to add, I don't think.
All right. That's all right.
Can we talk about statues or more about Handler? Or neither?
You want to talk about statue? Oh, you said you wanted to talk about Charlottesville.
No, I just think it's interesting. I mean, all these years, nobody kind of ever thought it. I mean, because I grew up watching the Dukes of Hazzard, and they had this Confederate flag on the roof of the car, and of course, nobody ever batted an eye.
Right.
And
that's because the pussy was too hot on the show.
I'm just wondering is that because the Confederate flag wasn't considered so bad in those days, or is that because I lived in Stamford, Connecticut, and we didn't talk about that shit, or is that because everybody was racist and we were on board? I mean, obviously I wasn't, but is the Confederate flag wasn't as big a deal back then?
Are you kind of like making a backdoor point saying that, and I would agree with it, are you saying that what has changed?
Well, I'm saying why was that okay back then and not now?
Right. And that's your way of saying the left has become way more intolerant.
Well, I don't know. Is it because, was everybody kind of accepting, okay, that sort of, the Confederate flag's not that bad, and, these are Southerners, they like the flag, and they're the Bo and Luke, they were okay, and they probably would.
Natterman talking about.
But Bo and Luke would probably have been marching, I guess, to preserve the statue if they were really existed.
Right.
They would have, taken the one trip out of Hazard County because I don't think they ever left.
Oh, this is a good bit. Please tell me you're doing this on stage.
No, I never. I mean, it just kind of, maybe I will try to figure out a joke about it. But
no, there's a lot there.
That's like Boss Hogg and the Duke Boys carpooling up to Charlottesville.
There you go.
And
That car, it was called the General Lee.
It was called the General Lee, and we were all, everybody thought it was great. Everybody thought it was fun, and these silly Southern folks and their silly Southern ways.
Well, yeah. But what's happened?
And aren't they charming? But so, that's changed, obviously.
Well, yes, because generations since then, and you're talking the 70s, that show, right? 80s?
70s, yeah.
Yeah.
Early 80s,
we're talking 40 years ago, almost 40 years ago. You know how much indoctrination has gone on college campuses? And just outright anti-American horseshit has been drilled into these kids and depriving them of actual history, American history, anything positive about this country. And you're watching the fruition. You're watching the fruits of it today. And Obama's fucking 8 years really kicked it off.
Now, that said, if they can take those statues down, it doesn't really bother me. I guess it bothers you.
It bothers me because, let's say Malcolm X, he was a violent fuck. Let's pull down that statue and see what happens. Your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I don't want to touch that.
You're on satellite. Why?
Yeah.
Well, how was that controversial?
No, I mean that. Look, Malcolm X is a hero to the black community,
And a whitey hater, and he offends me. A statue of him offends me.
Well, I don't know much about Malcolm X.
I
to be
do.
honest.
I roomed with him.
I do say I don't like Farrakhan, but there's no statues of him. If there were, I'd be all for removing those.
Not me. I think he has a nice level tone.
Well, he's got a good voice. I do enjoy his voice.
No, he's got a great voice.
Yeah.
Calypso Lou.
Yeah, he was a Calypso artist.
That's his name. Yeah. But no, do you see what I'm saying? We got to have a little balance here. Just because you disagree with the history doesn't mean we're going to erase it. That's what ISIS does.
But
when they go into a town and tear down.
I don't think removing a statue is necessarily erasing history. You put the statue in a museum. And
Yeah,
people
they don't
can
want
go see
to.
it.
They don't want to do that either. And they got to come out. And today it's Robert E. Lee. Tomorrow it's fucking George White. It's a slippery slope, and we've seen this in history before. And then it's the people. You're going to burn books next, and then it's fucking Whitey. Your thoughts?
Oh, I don't think it's going to get to that point, but
you don't.
There's
Why not?
burning Whitey.
Why not? What are you talking about? How about apartheid, South Africa? Ask what it's like to live over there and be white. Why are y'all looking at me? You guys fucking
nothing.
No, I don't know. I don't know anything about South Africa.
Yeah, you
except
do.
that
I heard you have some home over there, Dan. The Jewish people
You
are
know,
very.
Cape Town is beautiful. I'm told. I do hear Joburg is a bit rough.
Who?
Johannesburg. They call it Joburg.
Joburg.
They call it Joburg. Yeah. Well,
I think Godfrey doesn't want to be in Joburg.
I will say that this multicultural thing it's not been working out very well. And I don't know if there were. I think we're probably as colorblind a society as we're going to get. I don't think we're going to get I don't think much. People say we're going to move forward and go get post-racial, but I think it's kind of like going to the gym. We made a lot of progress at first, and now
again. But you sound like you're equivocating. We'll never get post-racial because the left doesn't want that. There's too much. They're the ones who have perfected identity politics. They're the ones who have raised the temperature race-wise in this country, 200 degrees in the last 60 years. The people who claim they want a colorblind society are the ones who are obsessed with the color. Obama bean counts. They actually looked at towns that are too white and they're talking about bringing low income housing. I mean, they're the ones who are always crying for a colorblind society. They are obsessed with it.
I mean, there's
it's kind of true. It's very true. Actually.
I guess so, but that's not going away. That's not going to go away. I don't think. I think that at best we're going to just stay as it is at a slow simmer, and we'll live out our lives and let the next generation deal with it.
You better hope.
But I don't see that we're ever going to be a country where people are truly judged by the content of their character entirely, as opposed to the color of their skin. Now, maybe the left that's to blame.
They are.
Or the right that's to blame.
They don't want it to. They claim they want that. They don't. That's how. Why do you think it's so important? Why do you think they call, showing an ID to vote? That's racist. They want as many black and brown people pouring in here so they can have a voting power base for the next fucking 100 years. That's what they're up to.
Your thoughts?
That's a fucking fact. No, I know. I love when I do. It's funny when we're talking about like doing dick jokes and I go, your thoughts, Ted, in line 3. But have
you had Ann Coulter on here?
I have not had Ann. I had her call in the week I did a week for these guys back in October, right before the election. That's how I got this gig, actually. Somebody's actually paying attention. But I had Coulter call in.
Okay.
I thought she was coming in. I thought you were going to be in here once again. I thought you were going to be in here live. She goes, oh no, I would have never approved that. I'm like, what?
Well, she did the Comedy Cellar show. She came in.
Oh. I was on one night and she came in, and I was laying in the racial shit on heavy, and I don't know who she was with. Some guy goes, "You were so bad, you were good." Like, what the fuck does that mean?
Oh, she saw you on stage.
Yes, I was.
I referenced you last night because somebody said,
on stage.
No, I referenced you. We did the podcast last night, and someone said, as comics we're the only ones telling the truth, and I said, no. I said, comedy is still mostly politically correct, by and large.
Right.
This notion that comedians are great truth tellers and challenging people's beliefs is just not true, for good or for bad. I said, really, the only guy that's really saying kind of shit that's really doing that is our dear friend Nick Dipaolo.
God bless you.
I know a lot of conservative comics that won't touch it. It won't dare touch it. That's fine. That's their choice, and I don't condemn it. My act is basically, has nothing to do with politics. I just talk about, not being able to get laid and
that's political.
And Indian food being bad for my digestion.
He's underselling himself, but he does do some stuff. But
I don't do anything that I feel with the audience would bristle.
Yeah,
because I feel my job description is not to challenge truth; it's to make the audience laugh. But you see it differently, and your act.
But I'm not, Danny, but you know what? And I appreciate the kind words there, but I'm not political either. People come out, I have more people come up to you after the show and go, I wish you went harder on Hillary. I wish you went harder on Harry Reid. And you know what I mean?
Right.
They come out, and I do more cultural stuff than political. You know what I mean?
Right, okay.
I hit on the big things, the immigration, whatever.
But even that, to even suggest as a comedian that immigration needs to be
tweaked,
slow down, is
death
a
in show business.
Big no. I mean, nobody else is doing it. I don't think really.
Well, that tells you where I'm at career wise.
Well, you've got this radio show.
I love this.
I hope they're paying you good. And
I want this to last. I really do. I love radio. I loved it before I had this gig. So, hey, we're going to take a break. 866-969-1969. We'll take more calls with Dan and Adam, and we can talk about Dan. Andy said, what's your name? Andy Fiore sent me a interesting article about a woman born without a vagina. And we could get to that. It's the last segment, right? Holy Christ, this night flew by. I'm going to drink hard every night. Back after this. And come see me August 25th and 26th at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey. September 16th, Newtown Theater, Newtown, Pennsylvania. September 29th, Ridgefield Playhouse, Ridgefield, Connecticut. Go to nickdip.com for ticket information. And I went easy on Chelsea Handler. I thought I was going to go hard on her, but... No, you got an Adamant in the house, and he has
a calming influence.
A calming, it's exactly right. I say we save the vagina story for tomorrow, Andy.
Sure.
Woman born without a vagina raising money so she can have sex with her boyfriend.
I think so. I think I saw that. It's like a GoFundMe thing?
Yeah, a GoFundMe thing. And I say we save it for tomorrow, no?
Yeah, let's save it for tomorrow. Friday, we'll have fun on Friday.
Pussy. Brandon, what do you say? Do it now? No.
I say yeah. Let's hear about the puss.
Do it now? Yeah? Sounds like a job for a box cutter, if you ask me. All due respect. You numb it with ice cubes. Imagine this guy's dating a woman who has no vagina. She must have a killer personality. Family of a woman born without a vagina has launched a crowdfunding campaign for a surgery that would allow her to have sex with her boyfriend. Can you imagine? I don't know if I'm sexist or not, but first time I went down there with my... When you get a little curious and go, what's going on? That is the tightest. I can't even get my...
You couldn't date a girl without a vagina.
I'm saying that flat out. Anybody who says... Anybody...
Yes, that's the stance.
Anybody... Oh, where's the button I was looking for? Oh, I didn't pull it up.
Well, what if she gave a mean, blow job or a hand job or...
Well, that's a good point.
Foot job, what have you.
Okay, I did it for a month. Foot job?
Yeah, is there such a thing? I think I heard that somewhere.
Yeah. Such a thing. I was on a site today called pedicures.tits or some shit. Kaylee Moats from Arizona suffers from, how about this? Mayor, that's not Mayor, M-A-Y-R, it's E-R. Mayor Rokitansky-Kuster-Hauser syndrome. Also known as
4 guys to come up with that syndrome?
Also known as MRKH, which means she has no cervix, uterus, or vaginal opening. Well, she has no purpose. What? You can't say... I'm kidding. But she must have a hell of a personality for a guy to stick around. Don't you think? Her boyfriend of 4 months, Robbie Limmer, says he doesn't care about the lack of sex in the relationship. He's a fang. But no, this is a good guy, actually. He's been putting aside $50 a month for the last 12 years, getting her a real nice one. What is it, a Lexus?
I must say this is one of the better GoFundMe causes. I mean, it's a lot better than send my one-man show to the Edinburgh Comedy Festival. You know, in terms of worthy causes.
Yeah. $50 a month to help create the vagina.
If ever there was a worthy cause, of woman without a vagina, I think would be a lot higher than most.
There's another guy who doing a GoFundMe. His girlfriend doesn't have a mouth. They got no money.
He's happy though.
What the hell? Moats needs $15,000 for the surgery. They're gonna do it in a garage in Tempe. No, gonna sit her up on a snowblower. Snowblower in Tempe? Dumb joke. Moats needs $15,000 for the surgery. The crowdfunding page set up by her sister Amanda has already raised $5,722 in 2 months. She says, I met Robbie my senior year of college when I was working with the front desk. He thought I was cute, and so he came up to me and we started talking. It took about a month for me to tell him that I have MRKH, and he said, what is that, the local cable? I'm in. No.
Dear Casey.
Took him a month. He was confused at first. I thought it'd been confusing. You know, he was down there for an hour. Came up, he had a fucking hair lip. I couldn't. He was confused at first, but supportive, and said that doesn't change how he sees me. Can we get a picture of this girl?
Well, I have an update, actually.
Is she?
Oh, I just looked at Rachel Maddow. I thought that's...
What's her name?
Kevin Spacey. No.
Kaylee Moat, she's reached her goal.
Where's the pic? Can we get a picture of her?
And she's actually over by 2,000 now.
Oh, my. Now she's going to get tits.
Yeah, there you go.
Where is she? I don't want to read about her, but Christ's sake.
She needs
Click on images, you dopes.
Too good looking. She needs one.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, she's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
Adorable. The dog doesn't have a dick, by the way. They start one for him, too. Yeah, that would have been a waste. I mean, that's too bad. That's like... Yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah.
Huh?
Absolutely.
That's like looking at a Mercedes. It doesn't have a steering wheel. What? What are you saying, Nick? You comparing her to a... Yes, I am. It's radio. I can say what I want. What do you think?
Well, I'm God bless her. I'm glad she came up with the dough.
Unbelievable. I want to be there, though. I want to see the surgery online. They're going to do it live? See if Oprah was around.
She could do it Instagram Live or something.
Yeah, do a webcast.
That's right. No, do it on Facebook. You know how they torture retarded kids?
Right.
We saw that. Why not watching a vagina being created? Moat says her vagina... Did she have the operation? No, not yet. She's got the money. Watch, this is all a scam. She's running to Canada with it. She's running guns out of Mexico.
Well, you know, is this syndrome real?
Well, geez, I
guess you can Google it.
I just read the...
Yeah, all right. So
no, you're right. I guess she's not lying. Just the name of it. Mayor Rokotansky Kusterhauser syndrome.
Emerson, Lake, and Powell syndrome.
Yeah, well, good for her.
Absolutely.
You know, if she was heavy and ugly, I'd probably go, who gives a shit? She doesn't need one. Boy, is that mean? Yeah, I know. But this girl needs a vagina. That would be a waste. Does that sound sexist? I hope so.
Well, she has. I imagine she has a way to urinate. That's part of that.
Wait a minute! I didn't even think of that.
What? That's part of that area. Anyway.
I didn't think of that. How is she peeing?
Yeah.
Well, she might have that. But
don't you need?
I mean, because
four guys wouldn't even know.
That's another syndrome. That's the Fitzgerald and Kennedy, some other law firm syndrome.
She's real cute.
Call her, Andy.
Well, she's got Robbie.
You don't have a dick. You guys have a lot in common.
Cry like a bitch.
She says, Moat says her vagina looks exactly how it should, except instead of a vaginal opening, she has a picture of Terrell Owens down there. What? What the? No, instead of a vaginal opening, there's a dimpled skin where the hole should be. I hope she had a sense of humor, like you said, and she fucking didn't tell him.
Yeah, just let him.
Yeah. And he was down there for like an hour going, what the fuck? He didn't dare. I can't find a G-spot. I can't even find the goddamn front door. For Christ's sake.
Yeah, that's That's like a candid camera moment.
Yes.
It's like we replaced the vagina. The guy's down there like
with Folgers crystals. Alan Fun pops out. We were kidding. She doesn't have a pussy, Dave. And he's like, I'm out of here. Oh, my God. Yeah.
So she probably can pee fine if it's all normal. It's just not the vaginal cavity.
What are you talking about?
Because there's two different things. Those are two different holes.
Urethra is above.
Exactly.
Oh, I thought that was the asshole. No wonder why I've been having trouble in bed with it. God. Oh, my goodness gracious, Heloise. Well, they said she has a coffee can on the back with a hose. It's kind of, they hooked it up.
I guess they can do good surgery these days in terms of giving people vaginas that don't have one, which is, I guess, which transgendered people get, I imagine, the same thing.
Well, you can get them now, like fucking, Walmart. You go in there, you pick up all your food, you can get snow tires, a hip job, and it's a whole tray of them as you go out. It's an impulse buy. Right next to the beef jerky. How about this, though? You'll like this part of the story. Fucking insurance companies, what scumbags they are. Moat says the crowdfunding is necessary because her health insurance won't cover the surgery. Listen to the logic of the insurance company. The fact that insurance considers this a cosmetic or a gender surgery really upsets me. I have all the correct chromosomes of a woman, so it's not a gender or cosmetic thing because it's not what's outside that is different. I can't see inside what is wrong with me. Imagine they're saying she's doing it for cosmetic reasons.
Yeah, that sounds bizarre. I don't know. I mean, it
my.
doesn't sound like a reputable insurance company to me.
I bet your Obamacare probably covered it. The Cadillac package.
I thought insurance companies covered transgender surgery anyway. I mean, not that this is what this is, but if they covered, or maybe they don't. I don't know.
I think well, Jesus, they would be catching a lot of heat if they didn't. No, I don't. Let's get a ruling on that. Andy, didn't you? Your life partner, Kevin, did he have his vagina put in yet?
Yes.
Call in, folks, if you've ever dated a girl without a vagina.
It's obviously very rare. Syndrome,
Imagine if it lit up. Imagine it lit up. About 80 guys from one town in Nebraska. Yeah, her name was Devin. We all try to get in there. Goodness gracious, Eloise. Okay, well, people are still on the phone talking about, again, that's why I didn't want to go into this. 866-969-1969. I'd like to hear from people who pitched in so this woman could get a vagina. Yeah, Scott on line 3. Welcome to the show, Scott.
Hey, first-time listener, long-time caller.
All right. Good one.
Got a couple,
You're funny.
couple of comments.
I never heard that one.
The boyfriend has some pet names for, like Barbie or Smoothie.
I don't know. Let me get him on the line.
Hey, if the front door's locked, the back door's always open.
Oh, my God, Scott. Well, that was my yearbook picture in high school. The quote under my yearbook picture. Thanks, Scott. Go ahead, Danny.
No, I don't think the Barbie line was that bad.
That was pretty good, actually, although my wife said it when I read the headline to her. And, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like if her name was Barbie, that would be, that'd be kind of nuts.
But that girl, I'll be honest, you'd date her.
Absolutely.
And you'd help her get one. Yeah, and then she owes you.
Throw a few
How
bucks.
about I'd pay for it. I would have paid for it myself as the guy and then said, now you're in debt to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, if she has sex with other guys, like, wait a minute.
Listen.
I bought that thing.
Exactly. That's like Goldman fucking driving on OJ's car.
You're right. Yeah.
Holy shit, that was fucking brilliant. If this show doesn't go to #1 by fucking, I don't know, early September.
I think Robbie is cleaning up in the other areas. He's doing very well.
What, hand jobs, you mean?
Use your imagination.
Oh, thanks. I really couldn't think of the other things, Andy. You mean kissing?
Yes, exactly.
And the other, that's a good point. That brings up, boy, this thing's open for a lot of comedy. I don't like to, but, yes.
I mean, you're not going to stick around if she's not, come on.
That would be if she got the surgery and then clammed up all of a sudden. That would be pretty golden.
Oh, God, help us, Heloise. Can you imagine?
Clammed up, he said.
I know. That's a Kentucky. That was clammed. Yeah. Anybody? I don't know. Let's go to Travis in Cleveland. He's got a brilliant remark. Hey, Travis, what's going on?
Oh, hey, yeah, I like the story. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, but I was gonna say, she probably, if she wore tight pants, she wouldn't have a camel toe. She'd probably have like a pig's foot or something.
Fucking pig's foot. Pig's foot.
Imagine somebody taking an upskirt photo of her, and then how disappointed they'd be to see the results. But
no, everything looks the same.
Well, they probably would
It
wonder.
looks the same. It just doesn't open.
They would probably think, well, this new iPhone's cameras.
This what a filter is this?
I mean, the good thing is if you date her, there's no possibility of her cheating on you, so that's a good thing.
I disagree.
All right, no, because Andy says that she'll be out there. Her mouth is doing double the work. Thank you for the call, Travis. Appreciate it. I'll tell you, Connor in Boston has a.
He may not talk like that. He might be from.
You're right.
They don't all talk like that.
No, they do though. I live up there. Connor, go ahead.
Now you have no hope. I sound like a retard when I talk.
Your thoughts on this woman who, she needed a vagina. She wasn't born with one, and people are pitching in.
Oh, the world's full of suckers. Why the fuck is people are paying for a vagina they're never going to see? It's like being in the Uber friend zone. It pisses me off. It shouldn't piss me off, but it's fucking pissing me off.
Well, you're from Boston. Everything
People
pisses you off. People.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Well, fuck.
That's the beauty of our hometown, Connor. I mean, we get angry over shit that we can't control and stuff that has nothing to do with our lives. And,
God damn it, I'm like foaming at the mouth while trying to drive home from fucking work. Listen to these assholes call in and be like, oh, well, buy her a vagina. What the fuck? For what?
This guy's a senator,
Anyway,
by the way, from my
I'm
home
have to
state.
take some bad Advil or whatever. Fucking aspirin. I'm losing my mind.
All right, Connor, thank you. I appreciate the call, and good to see her in a good mood. What's the guy do for a living? Take glass out of kids' feet? What? I have no idea what that fucking meant.
There is a reward system on GoFundMe, though, which she should.
Well, I get a shout out.
If you, depending on how much you put in, you maybe she should.
That's
maybe,
what I'm saying. I want to know who the big
gets
donor
first crack at it.
Yes. See, there's 12 minutes in this. I'm going to go home and write it tonight.
At least 12.
Isn't there? And it doesn't have to be filthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of I
that's
personally.
True
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, GoFundMe, you get a T-shirt. Like people usually give stuff away. T-shirt.
I didn't know. I've never.
Yeah, typically.
Yeah. The more you give, yeah.
Well, I'd like to know what the highest bidder. Maybe she said that.
Though it's worth it. If I get a T-shirt out of this that I chipped in for this girl's vagina.
And all I got was.
You know what I want? I want the first tampon she ever used.
I don't think she needs it. I don't think
sucker.
I hate to be hyper literal.
No, but
I don't think she needs a tampon, even with the new vagina.
Why not?
She had no uterus.
Well, she doesn't have anything else.
Boy, I don't. You guys know this shit a lot better than me.
Yeah,
I sound like Christopher Moltisanti. He goes,
they're not going to make her have menstruation. They're good. They're not that good. Not for $15,000,
Adrian goes, my uterus was damaged. He goes, both of them. On The Sopranos, dead serious. Both of them. What? You fucking damaged goods? You didn't fucking tell me you couldn't have a fucking kid, you fucking hooah?
Stop getting cunty.
You fucking hooah. Oh, my God. Natterman's giving me that very Jewish look. Look at these Gentile assholes right now. Does he remind you of Mad Dog? Russo?
Mad Dog. Oh, somebody said that before.
Yeah.
You? Oh,
me.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. He looks like a young Mad Dog, and he almost sounds like him. First time I ever met you, there's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
And every time somebody mentions you.
I don't know if I've met Mad Dog.
Sometimes you see him in a building here, right?
Yeah.
Let's go to Kurt from Philly. Apparently, go ahead, Kurt.
Hickory dickory dock. I dated a chick that couldn't take no cock. Oh!
Holds up.
You're going timeless shit. It's like a Bob Dylan song. I mean, that's any decade. Oh, any decade they'll be unfunny. Anytime you see a guy, it says Dice Clay and the caller's from Philly, you know you're going to get... You got to get a gem. I love this show, and I love you people.
He's a college student, that kid?
What's that?
That kid was a college student, the Hickory Dickory Dock caller?
No, just said Philly. Didn't say.
Oh, okay. I thought you said college.
No. I said caller.
Oh, caller.
Yeah.
I thought you said college.
That's my Boston accent once getting in the air. Boy, help us. Well, good luck to you, Kaylee, and I wonder if she feels obligated because this guy stuck around. He can win every argument now. What the fuck? You didn't even have a pussy and I stayed with... How's she ever going to win an argument?
I think,
huh?
Yeah, I think it's he's in. For as long as he wants.
Can you?
He's not in yet.
It really is. But I know, but can you imagine if she cheated on him?
Oh, yeah. Oof.
Well, that would be like fucking Ron Goldman driving in OJ's car. That's the best line. Now I have to write a bit around just because of that line. You ever do that? And then you try to form the bit around the one good line? Nothing, Matterman? All right. This place has the energy of a cancer benefit right now. Let's Matt in D.C. Soprano quotes. Matt, what's up?
Yeah. So like I was watching the third season the other night. You know, they were getting into a fight talking about who they'd been screwing.
Yeah.
And who's the most famous person you've had sex with? And she throws some name out there. You fucking who?
Yes. And you know who it was? Penn Jillette.
Of all people.
She goes, and Christopher goes, you fuck Penja? He goes, no. She goes, I blew him. You fucking blew him. You You got to watch The Sopranos.
The Sopranos?
Oh, my God. Christopher asked Adriana's girlfriend, who's the most famous.
Yeah, he's Penn Jillette.
Yeah, and... right?
The funniest thing about that damn show is people think it's like violent, but hell, it's a comedy more than anything.
Well, it's both. The comedy comes out of an organic place, and a lot of the times it's really dumb, violent mobsters who don't even mean to be funny.
Yeah, like Boogie Nights was like
Thanks,
that.
Matt. Yeah.
Boogie Nights, I thought was like the funniest movie, one of the funniest movies I've ever seen, but it wasn't a comedy.
Right.
It was just like these porno dudes.
Yeah.
That were taking themselves too seriously.
Yeah, way too seriously.
And that was the comedy. But it wasn't like, one-liners.
No.
Or anything like that. So.
No, but surprise! It's the funniest show ever. I mean, I would just Uncle Junior. I remember Louis C.K. I turned him on to it, but I remember in an interview they were talking about the Sopranos. He goes, "I fell in love with that show when Uncle Junior slipped in the shower." I don't even believe I have the. He slips in the shower. He's picturing an old guy falling and really falling on. He goes, "Your sister's cunt." And Louis goes, "They have me hooked from that episode on." But he said it with such, oh, goodness gracious. But what was that show? Deadwood or something?
Yeah, that's an HBO show.
Robert Klein has a great bit about that, how he hated that show because they talked like they were contemporary. They cursed. He goes, they were cursing like it was 1996, and they didn't talk like that back then. He goes, "Hey, you cocksucker, tie my horse up and get him some fucking oats, you asshole." I love Robert Klein. When people ask me who...
but we know they didn't talk like that?
I don't know.
We don't really know
Danny,
that.
you might be... But
we don't know how they talk. Because we have books. The books, people don't necessarily... It's not the same,
What else could we go on? No, you're right. I mean, we know... Guys our age, we know the West from movies.
Yeah, and they all, howdy, ma'am, but...
You suck my cock, you big fucking cocksucker.
Maybe they did talk
No vagina.
like that.
No vagina. I'd fucking throw her in with a cattle.
They didn't talk like that on Little House on the Prairie.
No, but Robert Klein, he tickles my
That was funny
bone.
though, yeah.
He fucking...
Untie that fucking horse.
Tie my horse, you asshole. Get that cock some oats. Anyways, folks, that is about it tonight. Danny, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Matterman is as funny as they come. When you're a main staple of the Comedy Cellar, you know what you're doing up there. And he fucking smart, cerebral, funny as all hell. Catch him on, you know what, the Comedy Cellar radio show, Raw Dog 99, 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. Follow Dan on Twitter, at Dan Natterman. And I tell you about his tour dates and shit, but he says there's nothing up there. But go to DanNatterman.com. He's got pictures of his parents being chased by somebody.
No, my parents are from Canada. They just came here in a Torino.
In a Torino?
It was their parents or their grandparents that came here.
All right. I know. Anyways, that's about it. My grandpa
came to Canada. They came to Canada instead of America. Anyway, whatever.
All right.
Doesn't matter.
Do we have time for my plugs? Or is that it? 30 seconds. Okay. Come see me and Andy Fiore. August 25th and 26th, Stress Factory, New Brunswick, New Jersey. September 16th, Newtown Theater, Newtown, Pennsylvania. September 29th, Ridgefield Playhouse, Ridgefield, Connecticut. Go to nickdip.com for all the ticket information. All right, kids. Thank you to all the callers. We'll see you tomorrow night.